Assalamu alaikum students. My today's lesson is about interviewing techniques, and specifically in interviewing techniques we are going to discuss about behavioral questions. Now we all know, and I have discussed in my previous lecture, that there are a number of questions or types of questions asked by interviewers. We're going to focus on behavioral questions today. What kind of questions are these? These questions are actually purposefully devised by interviewers to evaluate candidates' past behavior, or maybe their experiences, or to know about their general routine behavior. Or you may say, in general, how do they behave in their real life situations when they encounter any kind of maybe stress, maybe problem, or any other situation. These are a few of the examples of behavioral questions which I have picked up from 10th edition of this book. You may read them. The first says, describe a time when you had to analyze information and make a recommendation. Number two is, describe a time that you worked successfully as part of a team. Number three says, tell me about a time when you dealt with confidential information. Number four, give me an example of a time when you were under stress to meet a deadline. Number five, tell me about a time when you had to go above and beyond the call of duty to get a job done. Now, looking at these situations, looking at these questions, what comes in your mind? What does your interviewer wants to know? Definitely, they want to know about your 21st century skills. They want to know about how pro are you in solving the issues that you may encounter in your daily life. They're interested in knowing about your problem solving skills, in your leadership skills. How do you manage day-to-day stress? And are you good at time management or not? We may add other skills here as well. You may search it on Google with a key of 21st century skills, where you will come across number of skills that are required to be there in any modern individual living in today's society. The next image that you're seeing on the screen right now is actually about a STAR technique. Now, this is a smart strategy which you may apply when your interviewer poses such kind of behavioral question to you. First, you need to listen to the interviewer. Listen to the question and think of an event. Quickly come up with an event or a situation where you faced the similar kind of problem which they are talking about. The next thing is you have to think of a task that you were assigned at that time to accomplish. And the next thing is, what action did you actually take to accomplish that task? And then you're going to share about your result. Now you may be wondering about how would you come to know that what kind of question would be posed to you in your upcoming or next interview. For that sake, you may search on Google and prepare a few of the success stories beforehand. For instance, what you may do is you may come up with one of the success story or a real life story or an anecdote or a real life incident where you showed that you have apt problem solving skills. Similarly, you may come up with a situation where you actually had to take a lead and you showed that you are a leader or you possess leadership skills. Similarly, you may do it with the other skills that you may come across over Google. Now I'm going to show you the practical application of how STAR technique can be applied, and you may answer the question posed by the interviewer. Now, the example question that I have picked up here, it says, give me an example of a time when you were under stress to meet a deadline. The sample answer. Firstly, I'm proactive, and anybody who visits my office comes across these calendars filled with tasks to be accomplished each week, so rarely do I face such tight deadlines. However, I may share with you a recent incident where my HOD or head of the department demanded me to draft a proposal overnight, which definitely required a lot of research. Yet I am happy that I received such positive comments after submission. So I love challenges and I embrace and enjoy them. Now, if you look at this answer critically, you're going to realize that the interviewee has smartly answered the question and he or she has specified all of those skills which actually the interviewer was looking for. He has said that firstly, he rarely indulges in such kind of situations because he's proactive and he arranges everything beforehand and he manages or organizes everything timely. Still, he has already prepared one of the situation where he was facing this tight deadline. But what did he do? He was positive and he embraced the challenge. And in the end, he said, so I love challenges and I embrace and enjoy them. You may notice one more thing, that the interviewee has continuously used first person pronoun, which shows that he himself has taken the initiative. Now, for those candidates who are actually students and do not have any such experience or work related experience, what they may do, there is no harm to share, or there is no harm in sharing any of your real life student life experience. For example, a student may come up with an incident that has happened in the college or university life. He may start his answer saying, oh, that's interesting to share. Our event management teacher in the last semester divided us into groups and she announced this date of event too soon to be real. And above all, were the group mates I hardly knew. But one thing I was sure of was to maintain my CGPA. And yes, I took the lead. Though it required a lot of understanding and patience and persuasion, yet I am happy to share that our group won the first prize, and it was so kind of them to acknowledge and gave me the trophy to take home. So, I mean, I'm really good at dealing with critical conditions. Now, the student has very smartly dealt with the question. He has not only spoke of his leadership skills, but he has also told about how good is he in teamwork. Furthermore, he has shown his optimistic aptitude towards his teammates. Looking at this slide, we may relate to the answers that we have just discussed, that how behavioral questions may be asked using this STAR technique. Hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you. See you in the next lecture.